Thank you for joining us on this episode of KTN Mid Morning. My name is Koi. Now, as I said yesterday, the holidays are just around the corner, and many of you are making various plans to engage in a number of activities with your family. Now, for those of you within Nairobi, the area, and want to engage in an activity which is not only fun for the whole family, but educative as well, you need to check out the African Heritage House, which is a combination of architectural styles from across the continent and is sheltered to a number of African relics and lots of history. That's coming up on Mid Morning Lifestyle.
I'm Alan Donovan at the African Heritage House. The house is based on the mud architecture of Africa. The elevation behind me is taken from the emirs' palaces and the houses in northern Nigeria. And as we move across to the front part of the house is based on the mud mosques in Mali, at Timbuktu and Djenné in the Sahara Desert. Now, come in, Karibu. Here we have the symbol of African heritage. It was a mask like this that now stands at the entry of the Marumbi Gallery at the Kenya National Archives. The Baga mask represents fertility. It's from Guinea in West Africa. Here is a pot by who I call Kenya's most famous artist, although she lives in London, so she's not so well known in Kenya, Magdalene Odundo. Her pots now sell for an astronomical amount, and they're in all the leading museums of the world. If you go to the British Museum, first thing you see is one of her pots. This is a human hair headdress from the Karamojong, woven of ancestral hair. This is Kamba beadwork from this area of Kenya. A lot of Kambas come to my house and they've never seen this beadwork, which was so plentiful when I built the house just 15 years ago, and now you can hardly find any of this beadwork. And the wonderful Kamba designs like this one, made of an old sufria cooking pot. Beautiful, simple design. I used to dip these in gold and they were very much sought after. But now, you can't find anybody that makes them anymore. Well, for those who are interested in heritage, I always say now is the time to study your heritage, because as we speak it's being lost so quickly that many people will not know what we had, because a lot has disappeared, and it's disappearing now in this decade much faster. So if you're interested in your heritage, now's the time to hang on to it, to revere it, first to find it and appreciate it, and hopefully conserve it and collect it.
Kenya heritage is like, you can give an example like Maasai culture, the way they dress, Maasai Mara things, and then we come to the Western culture, circumcision. You go to the coast part of Kenya, the Griama way of life, and then the Kamba, the Kilumet thing. There is Kikuyu, the Mugidi things. You can call that as in, there is more things in Kenya to be proud of.
You know, from the beginning, from our forefathers, we had our culture. Everybody, every tribe had our culture. I think we have to conserve that.
Mostly our heritage is the tourism sector, tourism industry, and more so culture.
I think it's what basically Kenya owns as a nation, like our culture, our wildlife, just basically everything that makes Kenya a country and makes it stand out as a country is what I call heritage.
Is that I know we got very good cultures that's as in should be displayed out there for the world to come and see, because it's really, really good. I know we got it all.
was told that that was one place in Africa I could actually find people who had never seen a non-Turkana, and that was true. I met many people who had not seen. Then I decided to do a survey of their art and their material culture. And then I had an exhibition of that survey. I had a big exhibition in Nairobi, and I met the former Vice President, Joe Murumbi, first at that exhibition. And then I had another exhibition. While I was photographing all the jewelry and things of the Turkana, I started putting together their earrings with ostrich eggshell. Such a fantastically beautiful country, and every part of it, and so many different kinds of beauty in Kenya, and the weather, of course. So, and this was the place I found to start building this house, because I had seen mud architecture as I crossed Africa, especially the mud mosques in Mali, Timbuktu and Guinea, and that inspired me to start studying mud architecture, which I did for many years. We had Richard Branson, who had the send-off party for the Kenya rugby team. The Kenya's African Heritage Festival is a collection of costumes and jewelry and fashion that has been collected for the last 40 years. And McKenna Mararia now has that at African Heritage Design Company. And I think we must revive African Heritage Night, which was started when the Intercontinental asked me way back in 1971 if I could do a monthly cultural night. I tried to do it the first month and found out it's going to take me the whole year to do it.
The African Heritage was founded in the early 1970s by Alan Donovan, the late Joseph Murumbi, and his wife Sheila Murumbi. Now, it has the distinction of being the first Pan-African gallery in Africa. The African Heritage was founded as a result of their passion for the preservation of African culture through its art. Now, we've already learned about various relics which are in the African Heritage House, and now it's time to learn more about the African culture at the African Heritage. So stay tuned for that.
Africa is a land full of life when it comes to culture. Our scenery encourages us to appreciate nature. Our wildlife makes it a sight for sore eyes. Our hearty dances are a blend of vigorous beats and movements. Our heritage ensures that we as a people can be identified and distinguished. Our traditional foods and culinary delights are mouth-watering, making us appreciate the essence of tradition with a blend of herbs and spices that are a part of us. The more we learn about where we came from, the greater our appreciation becomes.
Because African heritage remains a Pan-African concern in terms of art. And the art that you get from other places other than Kenya will have certain similarities because of the cultural influences. Most of the communities all over the continent share very similar traits in the way that they live. So the effects of their art will be very similar. A little detail here and there that's different. Some of the communities doing a bit more elaborate, some doing more simplistic.
At the African Heritage, you get to visualize all forms of art from various parts of the continent. Baskets with that natural earth color that reflect the authenticity of the material. Masks that are made from clay and earth. African Heritage features authentic artifacts from people of Kenya and the rest of Africa.
We must create things that are special, things that are different and exclusive. And I guess if we don't do that, then we will not be able to compete. So most of the things that you're seeing in this gallery today are very exclusive, and the need to go in that direction is something we can't avoid.
Each of the pieces are unique, a piece of Africa, a piece of your heritage, all found in this gallery.
The appreciation of art in Kenya, I think, is taking a very good turn because there's so much more interest now. At one time, art was almost specifically dedicated to a certain community or a certain class of community. Today, it has become something that's sought after by everybody across the board. More and more Kenyans are interested in art. They own wonderful pieces of art, special, exclusive works of art.
The gallery is small, but its layout is clustered into various themes, making it visually appealing. The scenic view surrounding this gallery makes it worth the visit. This location is perfect for all art lovers. Once you're through observing the splendor of our culture, then you can enjoy the scenic beauty through landscapes and great food, reminding you that Kenya is indeed a beautiful country.
Alan Donovan is the owner of the African Heritage House and co-founder of the African Heritage. Now, it's important to take pride in our heritage because it's a constant reminder of who we are and where we have come from. As a community, we share the responsibility to identify and respect what is important and pass on these places to future generations so they'll understand what came before them. Do send your views and your comments to midmorning@standardmedia.co.ke. Also, comment on the discussions posted in KTN Mid Morning on Facebook. Do not forget to like our page. It's been a pleasure. I have been your host, Koi. Let's do this again tomorrow. Have a lovely day.